DiverGregBaldock.com, bringing you the 5 top diving spots in the Discovery Passage. Jacques Cousteau rated the Discovery Passage and the Georgia Strait as having the best cold water diving in the world. Number 1, Whiskey Point the Rock. The dive is about 60 to 70 feet, and what you're going to find here is wolf eels. Now, the rock that you can see in the background right now isn't necessarily visible at all tides. The tide is really quite low right now. It's actually starting to move, and you can see that it's really moving. So in this area, make sure you understand what the tides are doing before you embark on your dive. So dive site number 2 is Rowanby Dam, which goes from Kwiatkowski Cove to April Point. About 60 to 80 feet, you're going to see a lot of strawberry sea anemones. As a matter of fact, there are walls and walls of them. And this is unusual because you don't see this everywhere. This is just in this area or in California and nothing in between, especially the massive concentration of these absolutely beautiful red walls. Number 3, Steep Island. Very, very steep dive, very deep dive, up to about 90, maybe even to 100 feet. But what you're going to see here is northern feathered duster worms, clusters of them, hundreds of them, maybe even thousands of them. They're really large. They can be up to 2 feet tall. You might even see them a little larger than that here. But then they flower out like a bouquet of flower in deep reds and purples. And it is gorgeous. Number 4, Copper Cliffs. Straight out of the water, 100 feet out of the water, straight down, 90 feet down. And what you're going to see is Puget Sound king crab, big ones. You're also going to see some octopus and lots of bottom fish, as well as a great deal of huge boulders for all this stuff to hide in. So this is a definite must to put on your list. So number 5 is the Argonaut Wharf. Now this is probably one of the only shore dives you can do in this area. It's not very deep, 30 feet to maybe 50 feet overall, but the pylons themselves are full of life. They have all kinds of invertebrates that are actually attached to them. There's octopus down there, there's crab down there, and it's a very interesting dive, and it's also a fairly short dive, so this is definitely one that you want to try first. And finally, when you come diving in Campbell River, make sure you have your dive flag. And if you see a dive flag and you're boating in the area, stay away at least 100 meters and give the divers lots of room. And let's make sure that you check your tides and go talk to the locals. Don't go diving here without knowing what you want to do. It may be beautiful, but it can also be quite dangerous if you're not prepared. So talk to your locals, check your tides, make sure you have your dive flag up, and be safe.